Hello everyone, it's your sister Roland, and all I need is a few minutes to give an update if you didn't know about the Hakeem Robinson case, that's aka Ksoo. The last time I spoke about him is when he was, I was talking about where his fans at, you know, why only streaming his music and different things like that, because he need to post bond, which his music company was willing to do that, on a limb, because he was charged with the first M of Charles McCormick, and that's Little Buck. So they was deciding, he already had the $1 billion bond, but they was, trying to decide if he was able to qualify for bond and different things like that, if he's able to pay the bond. And right before they were supposed to come back, and right before they were set to come back for that charge, he was hit with another charge for for taking out Adrian Gaynor. That's Little Bibby. And if you know, Ksoo has been with different antics and different raps that he did, he mentioned these young men. And right before they were saying they closed I think he's the state attorney, that's Joe Cooper. He hinted that they had some stuff in store for Ksoo. And then it was I think it was like a few days or a few weeks later, then he got hit with the second charge. So it's not looking good, because with if you didn't know, the first one, they was arguing that the person who they saw was the person that took Charles McCormick out. They were smaller and shorter, and Ksoo is taller and bigger. So in a sense, people were hopeful that he would have gotten out because of that, and it was just one charge. But with Adrian Gaynor's case, we don't know. So now the Charles McCormick case is a $1 million bond. Now the Adrian Gaynor is a $3 million bond. And there's no, for now, as up to now, there's no news if he's going to get out on bond, basically. So he was in court, I think, like a week ago. And they was discussing, these new charges, and, basically wanted to know when they could start trial. And then they did mention about this speedy trial. You're going to hear it right here.
For the trial, but there was a question as to what was going to happen on my case for speedy trial. If we were going to set it, or if counsel was going to wait.
Correct. Yes, because I do have speedy trial in Mr. Atkinson's case, and case ending 2332, running June 27 of 22. And I believe you all said you would perhaps talk to your client or decide what to do. Otherwise, I need to set this matter for trial in June.
So it seems the prosecution they want to have a speedy trial, but Ksoo's lawyers, they stated that that's not what they want, but they're gonna speak to Hakeem on what he want to do, in a sense. But I believe that's the Charles McCormick case that they're looking for a speedy trial. And I don't believe, to me, my opinion, I don't think they should do a speedy trial in this. I don't know what they're going to decide, but the way this case is going, you don't need a speedy trial. The prosecution probably want a speedy trial because they already know what they, all the evidence that they have. But this is not a court, and this is not a case to decide to do a speedy trial in at all. And then they did, for the other prosecutor, the state attorney Joel, because the first one is James Atkinson. That's one who asked in the speedy trial for the Charles McCormick case. There's another one. Maybe he's going to be on the Adrian Gaynor's case. That's Joe Cooper. I remembered when they first arraigned Ksoo, and the way he was passionate about this case, this way he was passionate about this case, and then his Ksoo's lawyers, they filed a motion to vacate Joe Cooper because they said that, he gives lesser sentence to other people, maybe co-defendants or witnesses that have criminal records, to testify against like higher profile people like a Ksoo. So they wanted to have him dismissed. I don't believe it's been vacated or approved yet, because of course he's still in the court. But I don't think that was really a good move, because that man is so passionate about these cases. I think he's over one, but it's like he's over both of them. He's overseeing both of them. He's very passionate about these cases, and that really wasn't a very good move to me. That's because I remember the passion that I heard in his voice. And if you are on the other side where he is prosecuting you, that's a problem for you. But if you're the family of, God forbid, something happened to your family and you want justice, that's somebody you would want to be on the case, fighting for justice for your family. And that's what I'm saying. So this doesn't look good for Ksoo at all, no matter how you look at it, no matter how you turn it. And it's a pity. And I remember the first time people would say, oh, you can't use videos that people say it's just for entertainment. You can't use that to convict people. I remember the first time I started watching court cases. This was years back, and there was a group of young men. They was from some part in Chicago, and they would rap and post their videos on YouTube, and then they committed, they took somebody out. They was in this particular area, and they took somebody, and then they posted what they did, drill rappers, on YouTube. Well, people that I didn't even know they could do that. They got all of their YouTube videos, and I remember I watched the whole trial, all their YouTube, and they used those YouTube videos against those young, I think it was like 2 or 3 of them, and all of them got convicted from their YouTube videos, because they said everything that they did in those YouTube videos. So for people to say, oh, they can't do that, yes, they can. You need to watch more court cases. And if I were him, I don't know. If I were him, I would just make a deal, because it really doesn't look good. And how these prosecutors are, boy, they got their stuff together. It looked like they got their things together. If I were him, I would make a deal. But hey, what do I know? I just be talking on the phone. Don't know nothing. But don't look good at all for this young man. And it's a pity he had to learn this way. All this talent, and he's a very talented young man. And I always respect people that come from like, a poor place in Jacksonville. You come from nothing, and then you make a name for yourself, and then for all that talent to go to waste, where you're going to spend the rest of your life in jail. Maybe make a deal where at least one day you'll be able to get out, and maybe, speak to other young people and say, hey, this is what I did, and this is how my life ended up. It's a pity you have to learn this way. And I did have reports that young and Ace, he got out of Jacksonville. He's living in Texas now. He's changed his life. Thank God. I hope he just stays. He's all about making music. I hope he just stays that way and stay out of this foolishness, because we have all these talented. This is what just hurts me the most. Is all this talented young black men, young Hispanic men, young white men, whoever, young men, just their lives just being wasted. Talented, gifted, intelligent, but they're intelligent and they're using their intelligence in the wrong way. They're using their talent in the wrong way. They're using their gifts in the wrong way, and then they messing up their lives. I just don't understand that. But we'll see how this is going to turn out. But it doesn't look good for this young man. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.